Google is definitely the most widely used search engine on the internet today. And this is for very good reason because it is extremely easy to use. There's pretty much nothing you have to add. You just type in what you want to look for, like cats, and you will get all sorts of stuff. And easy to use list you can choose from, images, videos, all these things are great, but there are some excellent functions that Google has that some people might not know about. And I would really encourage everyone to use them, practice, look them up in order to enhance your search experience and make you a better searcher. But there are a couple things that Google can do for us that kind of don't have to do with searching. One is you can use it as a dictionary. Type in define and colon, and we can type in a vocabulary word, organization, and it gives us a great few different definitions, great everything you could want to know about the word, the definition and all the other extra stuff, synonyms, even its use over time. And some words actually, like let's look at extravagant, it has such an extensive display, and it's really everything you could need for vocabulary. It even has origins, where the word came from, and this should pretty much be all you need for the most part. But if you need more, then Google also gives you some other websites to find out more information about that word below it. One other function that Google has is it can do math. So you can just type in 5 plus 5, and it actually brings up a calculator that you can do further math with from whatever you are working with, which is really nice if you don't have a calculator around. And it's actually very powerful. It can work with pretty much whatever your math needs are, as long as you know how to type it into Google. It will figure it out for you. So 5 plus parentheses 2 times 5, and we get 15. And you can have your imagination run wild with this stuff to create as complicated or as easy an equation that your project needs. So that's a really wonderful utility. Also, another great thing that I use often is conversions. So type in 5 inches to centimeters, and it just like the calculator, brings up its own conversion kind of tool here that we can use to convert whatever numbers into another unit of measurement. For inches to centimeters I have going on here. Also works with pretty much whatever units you could think of, including money. So maybe $5 to Japanese yen. And yep, here we go. So $5 is equal to 544 Japanese yen. It even has a little graph showing the relationship between the units. So really powerful other functions that Google has. But how we can optimize our search is a whole other question. We can use sort of little techniques like this in the search bar. Also, I wanted to bring your attention, we can use over here on the right side on the it looks like a cog, the settings button over here, and we can go to advanced search, and then from here we have a whole lot of different other ways we can optimize our search results. And so that's a great place to start if you don't know what you're doing at all. But we're going to take a look at optimizing our search in the bar itself. So Google has a list of these things we could use to enhance our search from its help website, support.google.com. And it refers to these things called search operators. And these are the things we're going to put into our search bar in order to make our search results more accurate. And these things can include the language that we already kind of use today on the internet, like hashtags. If you want to look for a certain hashtag, let's see, hashtag Bernie, and we got Bernie on Twitter and even his website, so we can look up what's going on with Bernie on Twitter if we want to. We can use, this is a really nice one, the dash before a word or site. It's going to take it out of the search results, so you can think of it as like a minus sign, like you're taking it away. And this can be very useful if you need to differentiate a word that has multiple meanings. So jaguar, we're getting, the first thing is cars, probably because Jaguar paid to have this be higher in the search results. And the second one is the actual the animal, the jaguar. So, but we don't want the car. You can see the cars are interspersed throughout this entire thing. There's a lot about cars. We don't want those cars in there, so we're going to type minus jaguars space minus cars. It's going to tell Google we want to look for jaguars, but not the car, only the animal. And now we should have only articles about the animals, really, except for this news bit here. This is all about the animals, jaguars. So we've successfully narrowed down our search results using that. This is a very useful tool as well, putting quotations around something that you want the exact wording for. Education Bill of Rights. Bill of Rights. So now we have a whole bunch of stuff thrown in there because, and it did find Bill of Rights. It found the whole word. But we have a whole bunch of stuff that could be, like here we have rights, just talking about civil rights. But we want, maybe we were looking for only education in the Bill of Rights. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the quotations around Bill of Rights that tells Google these words have to stay together. This is one phrase that we're looking for. You can't split them up. So put those quotations, and this will narrow it down. And there we have it, Education Bill of Rights. And now all of those words, the Bill of Rights, are stuck together, and it's only going to show us pages that have Bill of Rights in it. There can't be just pages with Bill or rights. It has to be the entire phrase Bill of Rights. And that's a really good way to look for specific stuff, like a name of a document like that, or a name of a person. That can sometimes, people can share last names or something like that. So that's a good way to differentiate. Also, an asterisk is an interesting way to figure out something that maybe you forgot a word about. Like we can say, we can look for the phrase two birds with one stone. And let's try, we can replace the birds with an asterisk, and I'm sure it will find it. Let's try putting asterisks in both where the birds go and stone goes. And let's see what Google has to find with this one, because it has to fill in these two spots with a word that it's going to try to predict. It predicted it perfectly, actually. Two birds with one stone. This is exactly what I was looking for. It predicted what I was looking for, where the asterisks went in this phrase. And so we got the exact idiom, the phrase that we were looking for. Google perfectly predicted it. Another great search tool is the cite operator, which we can type in and put our favorite website or news site or site that has research articles or something like that on. That'll allow us to search only on that website. So if we really like the site NewYorkTimes.com, the newspaper New York Times, we can tell Google only look at articles at web pages from this site. And then we're going to look for education articles. And you'll see the first thing it takes us to is the education subsection of the website, which makes a lot of sense. But also it should bring us to some articles based on education as well from the New York Times only. You can see all of this is from NewYorkTimes.com. There's nothing else added, so it's only the website. You give it there. You could also use the related tag if you are looking to find something that is similar. Let's give that a shot. Related to the New York Times. So yep, exactly. We have a whole bunch of websites that a whole bunch of similar papers to the New York Times that talk about education and are in a similar format, very high profile papers, just like the New York Times. So that looks really nice. And a nice other one, and we can use or to show that we are looking, if a word has multiple meanings, we are looking for multiple meanings. So if we do look for jaguar, and we type in, well actually, you know what, let's type in jaguar or lion. How about that? And what we should get is information about both jaguars and lions, and that's exactly what we have got here. We have National Geographic National Geographic Kids, jaguar information, and even images. We get both jaguars and lions, which is really is nice if you want to search for two things simultaneously. And that about sums it up with all the great operators. There are a lot more examples of operators that we can use. So I suggest you certainly explore and discover on your own what works best with you, because there are so many that you can find. You can optimize your search results in a way that it's going to make you so much more efficient at searching, and it's going to make your life a whole lot easier in the future. So go out there and start searching